So you want to do the Everest Base Camp Trek. This is the complete guide to the Everest Base Camp Trek, and whether you're on the fence about it or if you've already booked it, stay tuned as I tell you everything you need to know. In this video, I'll be covering the best times to go, the permits, the cost, what to pack, the itinerary, and some other tips that will come in handy on your trek. There are two base camps on Mount Everest. The Everest Base Camp on the Nepal side, also known as the South Base Camp, is at 5,364 meters, while the North Base Camp is situated in Tibet at 5,150 meters. Both base camps are used by Everest climbers. And if you don't have $30,000 to $75,000 to see Mount Everest, or if you just don't want to risk your life, then this trek is the next best thing if you want to see the tallest mountain in the world. The Everest Base Camp Trek on the Nepal side is one of the most popular treks in the Himalayas. It's estimated that there are at least over 40,000 people that does this trek year after year. Yeah, it's one busy trail. Nonetheless, it's still a must-do trek in the Himalayas, and it is busy for a good reason. When I did this trek, I did it back in October. I recommend doing it anywhere between September through November or March through May, as the weather is ideal around these times. Another thing to keep in mind is that from April to May, this is the prime time for climbers to get up to Mount Everest, so there will be more people at base camp as opposed to doing it from September through November. The next question is whether you want to do this with an agency, with a guide, or not. Both options definitely has its pros and cons. When I did this trek, I did it through an agency called Trekking Team Group. I was fairly happy with them. If you are on a budget, doing it without a guide is obviously less costly. There are definitely pros and cons to both. With no guide, some of the pros are it is more cost effective and you're able to set your own pace. The cons are you may have to look for accommodation for the evenings, as most tea houses prioritize trekkers that are with guides or tour agencies, and you're going to have to get your own permits. The pros to trekking with an agency is that they do everything for you. The permits, accommodations, food, they set all of that up for you, and you won't have to worry about it. Also, you get to meet people on this trek, and your guide will make it one informative trek. The cons are you are with a group, so you have a set itinerary or pace. As I mentioned, if you're gonna do this trek with an agency, then you don't have to worry about the permits because they set everything all up for you. But if you're not, then you're gonna have to get the permits on your own. The first permit is the TIMS card, also known as the Trekker's Information Management System. You need to bring a passport as well as 2 passport photos, and if you don't have passport photos, they can take your picture there on the spot. The cost of the TIMS card will set you back $20 US. You will then get a national park permit, which will set you back just over $40 US. If you're gonna do this trek with an agency, the average cost is anywhere between $1,100 to $1,500, and that will cover the cost of transportation, food, accommodation, and permits. You'd also want to bring anywhere between $200 to $300 US as pocket money in case you'd like to buy souvenirs or any other extra food that the agency might not cover. If you've missed my Everest Base Camp Trek packing guide video, I'm gonna link it up above so you can watch it. But without spending too much time on it, since I've already made a video on this, here's a quick breakdown of what you need. A solid backpack, passport and permits, cash and or cards, a sleeping bag, aqua tabs or SteriPen, water bottle, trekking poles if needed, sunscreen, quick dry towel, phone, camera, chargers, sunglasses, toque or a beanie for you non-Canadians, a buffer, a jacket, a down vest or a down jacket, a hoodie or a sweater, long sleeve thermals, long sleeve or shirts, thermal pants, comfortable pants or trekking pants, undergarments and socks, hiking boots or comfortable shoes, flip-flops or light shoes, gloves, bath towels, and toilet paper. The trek typically takes anywhere between 11 to 14 days to complete. Everyone's itinerary is going to look different, but it's going to look fairly similar to this. On the first day, you'll be taking a flight from Kathmandu to the world's most dangerous airport, Lukla. From there, you will meet with your porter if you've hired one to carry your main backpack, and make an easy descent towards Phakding, where you will be spending the night. On day 2, you're off to the largest Sherpa village in the Khumbu region, Namche Bazaar. This is also a town known for its markets and where trading goods takes place. You will be spending 2 nights here. There's a 790 meter elevation gain on this day. Day 3 is acclimatization day in Namche. This is a technique where you hike up high and sleep low so your body gets used to the elevation the higher you get up. On day 4, you'll be leaving Namche and ascend towards Fort Se. There will be roughly around a 500 meter elevation gain. Then from Fort Se, you'll be ascending once again to a village called Dingboshe with a 460 meter elevation gain. On day 6, it's another acclimatization day where you'll be heading to Nagarzang Peak. You'll get views of Lhotse, Amadavalam, and Island Peak where people get to train before hitting up Mount Everest. On day 7, you are that much closer to base camp. You'll be stopping at Lubushe with a 500 meter elevation gain. This is the day when you make it to base camp. You will first stop at Gorakshep, which is where you will be spending the night, and once you get there, you'll get settled in and then make your way up to base camp. From Lubushe to Gorakshep, there is a 270 meter elevation gain, then you'll be doing another 184 meter ascent to base camp. On day 9, it's optional, but this is the cherry on top. A 4 a.m. wake up call to hike up Kalapatar. Is it worth it? Absolutely. On this day, you continue making your way down, then stopping at a monastery in Tengboshe. For those wanting to buy something at Namche, this is the time to do just that. You will be passing through the village once again. You will then stop at Monjo, where you will spend the evening. On day 11 from Monjo, your next stop is Lukla, where you will be spending the evening and celebrate with your team before catching your flight the next day back to Kathmandu. And on the last day, you're officially leaving the Himalaya region and taking another flight from the world's most dangerous airport. And here are some bonus tips to make your trek that much smoother. So number 1 is that you want to make sure you hydrate and drink lots of water. Bring a Steripen or Aquataz so you are not constantly buying water bottles throughout the next 2 weeks. The only village where you need to buy bottled water is Gorakshep, as the water is not as clean here compared to the other villages. My second tip is that you will come across many yaks on the trail and you have to give them the right of way. When you are stepping aside, make sure you stand on the non-cliff side for obvious reasons. Number 3 is make sure you put a sunscreen on and keep your buffer on. Protect yourself from the sun as you could get a sunburn easily without even knowing it. My 4th tip is to go your own pace. This is not a race. Oh damn, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Alright, moving on. Don't be afraid to take your time, soak in the views, and breathe it all in. Oh yeah, pun so intended. Make sure you also stretch before and after you trek, as this will do wonders for your body throughout the next 2 weeks. And lastly, Namche is the last place where you can take out money or exchange money, so make sure you have enough pocket money to last you for the next little while. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a like, share it to your family and friends, or to anyone else who's thinking of doing this trek. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.